Hey everyone, this is Sonar Wave with another review. I promise this was not going to be full of me rambling and waffling on about anything and everything. I'm also not going to transform him back into his car mode when I transform him into robot mode because that is a pain in the ass, frankly. If you do want help transforming him, just look up Optibotimus. He's done a review on this. I believe Emgo has as well, so you can't really go wrong with either of them. Although Optibotimus does tend to do from car mode to robot mode and back, so it really depends on what you're after, I suppose. But they're both equally good, and you can't really go wrong with either one. This is the second of the Wreckers. Roadbuster, a friend of mine does have a top spin for me. It probably won't be until after Christmas now that I review him. So eventually I will do the last of the Wreckers. But yeah, I should have Scourge and a Hot Rod from the 86 subline on Monday. There'll also be a Gigawatt review, which might go up Christmas Eve, maybe. Or I might set that to go up for Boxing Day. I haven't decided yet. But he will be coming, and so will the Maverick review. And then probably after Christmas will come the Deluxe 86 wave. So Jazz, Blur, and Cup. The only one that hasn't shown up yet in Australia, as far as I know, is of course Grimlock. So we may see him in the coming weeks. But it's hard to say. Gigawatt, for those of you who did miss out the first time, here in Australia, he has shown up in Mr. Toy World in Queensland. A friend of mine did actually find him in a Toy World in Victoria as well, so just a regular Toy World. So if you missed out on the Amazon listing or the Zing and EB Games listing and you want him, maybe start looking at your local Toy World, or if you're in Queensland, checking Mr. Toy World as well, and seeing if they have him in stock. If you're a fan of Back to the Future or Transformers, or you're a big fan of both, or you just like the mold because he is a retool of Sideswipe. So if you're a fan of that particular mold as well, he is a great figure to add to the collection. Sorry. And I do recommend picking him up if you're able to. I was lucky enough to actually get a pre-order through Zing and EB Games, so there's that. The only other thing I have on pre-order from them is the Unicron. No, I won't be reviewing that. I don't have the facilities to actually film something that big, and he is huge. He is massive. I'll probably take some images, but no, I probably won't really film a review for him. I just haven't got the facilities for that. At least not at the moment. It probably won't be for another year before I could do something like that. But onto the review. As I said, this is Roadbuster, the second of the Wreckers. Now, again, like Leadfoot, I don't know that much about NASCAR. I know jack about it. Really, I know nothing about it. I know more about Formula One racing than I do any other form of racing, really. So, but I just loved the Wreckers in Dark of the Moon. That was my introduction to them, and I absolutely loved them. I thought they were hilarious. And I that's probably part of why I liked Crosshair so much, because he was as much of an ass as they were, and was, well, it's a popular theory that he was likely a wrecker himself. There's no proof of that, but that's just, what I think. I think he was a wrecker. He does have the attitude for it. But I like him. I like how he turned out for the most part. This, as I said, this is my only issue. His front hood doesn't really tab down. There's nothing to stop it coming loose at all, and that's probably my biggest gripe with him. I know people have had other issues, maybe with the way he looks and things like that, but for me, I don't really have an issue with him. As you can see, he's got visible pretty much everything syndrome, as MGO says. But overall, I don't have that much of an issue with him. Like Leadfoot, he's got a Gatling gun that you can actually plug into his shoulder in robot mode. And he was, I think, the most vocal. Followed a little after by Leadfoot. One was nearly as bad as the other one, really. Topspin never actually talked. Just occasionally made noises, if I remember correctly. But they all had their own personality, really. I imagine that Topspin was probably a bit of an arse in his own right when he chose to be. Oops. Sorry. Yeah, it's another one of those nights. So has everyone got their Christmas shopping done and got it all sorted? I have, thankfully. Trying to remember how this all goes now. See, this is why I just go to Paul. Optobotomus. I suck at this stuff. Some of it I can get. Well, it might help if I actually unfolded his arms, mightn't it? That would probably help, yes. See, this is where I had trouble. Was the arms. They were an absolute nightmare for me to do. I can't remember how to fold his backpack now. I'm absolutely hopeless. Well, I'll fix his backpack later. I'm not going to fluff around with it tonight. I don't have the patience for it. I haven't actually eaten yet either. It's very late here in Australia. It's like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, I think, and I haven't actually eaten yet. I'm very hopeless at feeding myself, as you may have guessed. But there is Roadbuster. Now, as I said, I've got no real issues with the Studio Series records. I don't have the third-party Dream Factory ones. I haven't got the, I think it's Human Alliance. I don't have them either. So I've not got that attachment to the other versions. So I quite like these Studio Series versions of these guys. But if you want a full armoured version of the Wreckers, I think this is the only line. I don't know that the other two have them. I'm not sure. I can't really remember, but for me, overall, the Studio Series Wreckers are pretty good. If you just want to add them because you like the Wreckers, go ahead. It's your money. You can do whatever you like with it. And no one can tell you otherwise. If I could, I'd probably have 3 versions of the Wreckers, but I'm not going to. I probably will eventually get the Dream Factory versions as well, but for now, for me, the Studio Series is enough while I pad other areas of my collection, specifically my Masterpiece collection. So they'll eventually appear in my collection, but for now, the Masterpiece is probably a big priority. Obviously, the mainline stuff that I can get my hands on as well. I still haven't found Trailbreaker and Sunstreaker or Fast Track from Earthrise. We only just got Wave 2 here in Harvey Bay, so that's RC and all of that. Unfortunately, yeah, no sign of Sunstreaker and the others yet, but fingers crossed that in the coming weeks they will show up and I can finally have my Twin Terrors together again. I don't actually have Sideswipe and Sunstreaker. I've got a couple of versions of Sideswipe, including the Bay version, but I've got no versions of Sunstreaker. I don't have Combiner Wars and I don't have Masterpiece, so there's that. But in the meantime, yeah, as I said, if you just like the Wreckers, it doesn't matter if you've got the Human Alliance or the Dream Factory. If you like them and you want the Studio Series as well, go ahead and get them. Don't let anyone stop you. But that's it from me. So stay safe, stay kind, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.